Is an explosive B&B twist coming? Quinn Fuller's return could destroy Daphne Rose's dream romance with Carter Walton. There's never peace for long in Los Angeles, not when the shadows of past passions still linger in every corner of the bold and the beautiful. Just as Carter Walton starts to rebuild his life with new love Daphne Rose, a name from his past looms like a storm cloud ready to unleash chaos. Quinn Fuller, her absence has been deafening, her legacy unforgettable, and if she walks back into town, everything Carter's building, including his fragile happiness, could go up in flames. Daphne Rose, the calm after the storm. When Carter Walton met Daphne Rose, it finally looked like his life was settling into something resembling balance. After years of heartbreak, betrayals, and bad timing, Daphne represented a new beginning, a woman who didn't need saving, who stood on her own 2 feet, and who met his intensity with confidence instead of chaos. Daphne's debut was refreshing. She was bold but grounded, creative yet composed, the kind of woman who wouldn't tolerate being anyone's second choice. When she stepped into Carter's life, she did so with clear boundaries and an almost defiant grace. She told him up front, "I'm not competing with ghosts." And yet she might have to, because the biggest ghost of Carter Walton's romantic past isn't dead. She's just waiting for her next act. Carter Walton, the man who loves too deeply. Carter has always been the moral center of the show, until love turns him inside out. He's the guy who does the right thing, who preaches integrity, who signs the contracts, and who officiates everyone else's weddings. But when it comes to his own heart, he's reckless. He dives in head first, and when it ends, he drowns quietly in regret. Hope Logan was his most recent heartbreak, a relationship doomed by her lingering bond with Liam Spencer. Daphne entered his orbit right after, offering comfort, laughter, and the promise of stability. For once, Carter wasn't chasing something unattainable. He was being chosen. But here's the cruel truth of soap logic. The moment a character starts finding peace, the past comes knocking. And Carter's past wears diamonds, danger, and the scent of absolute obsession. Quinn Fuller. Quinn Fuller, the woman who broke the rules and Carter's heart. Few bold and beautiful romances have ever burned hotter than Quinn and Carter. Their affair during the Quarter era didn't just shake up Forrester creations. It shattered the moral compass of half the cast. At the time, Quinn was married to Eric Forrester. Their marriage was disintegrating under the weight of unmet needs and emotional distance. Enter Carter, the loyal COO, the friend, the one man who saw Quinn not as Eric's wife, but as a woman starving for connection. What began as lust turned into a forbidden love that neither could control. They tried to end it, they couldn't. They swore it was wrong, but it felt right. And when the truth came out, chaos followed. Eric gave them his blessing to be together, a shocking twist that freed them. And yet Quinn chose to leave, not because she stopped loving Carter, but because she thought walking away was the only way to save him. That's not a breakup. That's an unfinished love story waiting for a sequel. Why Quinn's return would be catastrophic for Daphne. Daphne Rose might be beautiful, talented, and emotionally intelligent, but she's no Quinn Fuller. Quinn doesn't play the game. She is the game. This is a woman who once threw Liam Spencer off a cliff by accident, allegedly, kidnapped him for therapy, forged jewelry deals with ruthless business acumen, and wielded passion like a weapon. She doesn't compete for love. She conquers it. If Quinn returns to Los Angeles and sees Carter happy with someone new, especially someone who reminds her of what she lost, that competitive fire will ignite instantly. Daphne won't be dealing with just an ex. She'll be up against a legend, a love story carved in obsession, sacrifice, and pure chemistry. And the second Quinn locks eyes with Carter again, that energy will roar back to life. There's no way around it. The imagined moment when Quinn Fuller walks back in. Picture the scene, a glamorous Forrester event, a soft melody floating through the room. Carter stands beside Daphne, their hands brushing as they toast to a new project, maybe even a future together. Then the doors open. Quinn Fuller steps in, confident, dazzling, unapologetically herself. She doesn't make a scene. She doesn't have to. Her presence is a scene. Carter freezes. The room fades. In that single, breathless moment, years of restraint and regret flood his expression. Quinn meets his gaze, and it's as if time rewinds, back to the nights they couldn't stay apart, the whispers of "we shouldn't," and the kind of love that rewrites your DNA. Daphne sees it all, and just like that, she knows. No matter how modern or mature her relationship with Carter is, there's no competing with the fire Quinn left behind. Carter's crossroads, safe love or soul fire. If Quinn returns, Carter will face a brutal internal war between logic and longing. On one hand, Daphne offers him stability, honesty, and peace. She's everything he claims to want. No scandal, no secrets, no chaos. On the other hand, Quinn represents the most profound connection he's ever felt. A love that broke rules and nearly broke him, but one that also made him feel alive. The question is, has Carter grown enough to choose peace over passion? History suggests probably not. This is the man who risked his career for Quinn once before, who let emotion guide him straight into disaster. And if Quinn whispers she wants him back, he'll listen. Daphne Rose, the woman who could lose everything. If this twist hits, Daphne will become the tragic figure of the triangle, the woman who thought she'd finally found real love, only to realize she's living in someone else's sequel. Her confidence might falter when she realizes Carter's heart still beats in the rhythm of a love he tried to bury. To worsen it, Quinn's brand of love doesn't leave room for rivals. Daphne's grace and independence, which once attracted Carter, might now make her seem too detached, too normal. And normal never survives long in the shadow of Quinn Fuller's chaos. The emotional fallout, what Quinn's return could mean for everyone. For Carter, a test of maturity. Can he resist the gravitational pull of his greatest temptation, or will he throw away stability for passion once more? For Daphne, a heartbreaking awakening. Standing up to Hope Logan was easy, Hope fights fair, but Quinn fights to win. For Quinn, redemption or relapse. Her return could prove whether she's evolved or whether she still defines herself through destruction and desire. And please keep in mind the ripple effect. Quinn's comeback would shake Forrester creations, threaten old alliances, and reopen wounds that never healed, especially with Eric, Brooke, and Donna. The soap logic, when over never really means over. In the bold and the beautiful universe, closure is a myth. Every goodbye is just an intermission. When Quinn left town, fans knew it wasn't forever. There was too much left unsaid, too much emotional weight unresolved. Carter moved on, or at least tried to, but even his happiness feels temporary when you remember the depth of what he lost. Soap rule number 1. If a love story ends in sacrifice, it's destined for a comeback. Daphne's nightmare, the ultimate power clash. Daphne versus Quinn would be a battle of two archetypes, the modern woman versus the dangerous romantic. Daphne would try to reason, to stand on dignity. Quinn would use seduction, memory, and raw emotional pull. Daphne might fight to protect her relationship. Quinn would fight to reclaim her destiny. And Carter, as usual, would stand in the middle, torn between peace and passion, logic and lust. Two women offering him opposite visions of love. What if Quinn isn't coming back for Carter? A twist within a twist could make this even more volatile. What if Quinn returns, not to chase Carter, but to move on, and Carter's the one who can't handle it? Jealousy has never been Carter's style, but seeing Quinn with someone else could awaken everything he's been trying to suppress. Daphne would see it instantly, that look of unfinished business he can't hide. In that case, Quinn wouldn't even need to lift a finger. Her existence alone would unravel Carter's new happiness. The bottom line, Daphne Rose may be living her dream right now, basking in Carter's affection, focusing on her career and thinking the worst is behind them. But the bold and the beautiful doesn't do happily ever afters without explosions. If Quinn Fuller returns to Los Angeles, everything Daphne has built will be tested. Her love, her confidence, her place in Carter's heart. Because no matter how polished and perfect Daphne's love story looks, Quinn's shadow looms over it. Wild, unpredictable, and unforgettable. You can't compete with a woman who once made the world stop for love. And you can't erase the kind of chemistry that changes a man forever. So the real question isn't whether Quinn and Carter will find their way back to each other. Feel free to share any video requests in the comments. I'll try to make a video about it. Stay connected with the Glammed Rebel for all the latest updates, spoilers, and deep dive recaps. See you in the next video. Stay safe and healthy. May God keep you safe. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell button for daily updates.